Hey everyone, this is Justin with theactionreport.com. We're trying, man. We're trying.
That's one thing about Justin. He's really trying. Very trying.
Yeah, very trying.
Yeah.
Tar Podcast 12.
One dozen.
Yeah. Just Reno's next week. Tear all this crap down tonight after this. You just got back from the Swanee.
Yep.
That was a pretty exciting final. We got an injured pool player now.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting and a great field. I mean, you talk about a field, and this is like a world field. I mean, Efren, Bustamante, Santos, Perica. You know, Perica barely got in the money. Efren and Bustamante got tied 9th through 12th.
Wow.
I mean, you got, Tang Ho, Dave Hema, Morrow, Frank the Barber. You know, those aren't quite in the same category as Bustamante and everything. But on the table 6, the hated table 6, Bustamante ran a 5-pack and scratched on the 6th one in a race to 7.
No shit.
Yeah, and that's that 3 7/8 inch pocket. That's the pocket that
terrible.
Mora and Oscar Dominguez.
Yeah.
They didn't run 6 in a race to 200 hardly. I mean, 180 games they played. Anyhow, it was really some great matches. Good turnout. Went really smooth. You know, I mean, we do well. We got one bracket got about a match and a half behind because of one particular player. So we have to watch him even closer next year. But it threw us into getting done at 3 o'clock. We should have been done about 1. But it's a 192-man field in 2 days. We get down to 48 after the first day. We go through 100 and, what is that, 148 player? No, 100 and, I'm rummy. 192 minus 48, what is that?
I don't. It's your tournament.
144.
You kept
We kick out 144 people on the first day. You know, but if you're ever in the area, just come by and watch it. There's some great matches. And one of the main topic was, you know, for $80, you can play a world champion.
Yeah.
You can play the best player that's ever picked up a cue stick, and try that in bowling or golf or anything else. It is not going to happen. So it's worth the entry fee just to hope you get an ugly draw. So.
Another thing I want to announce, and I'm very excited about, is we've been talking about this Reno coverage coming up now for a month or so now, and I'm excited to announce that OBQs has come on as the presenting sponsor for the coverage. So we'd like to thank OBQs for coming on with us, and you'll be seeing all the graphics and all that stuff is going to be going up on Facebook AZ tonight. And we really appreciate their support in this, and it's, you know, it's
nice to know somebody out there
helps.
Gets it.
I mean, it really helps a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, because it's, you know, you would think.
I know. I mean, I used to always say, "Come on, sponsors!" Everybody say,
Yeah.
"He's begging for money." No,
Yeah.
but that's what makes it work.
But you know, it's very cool that somebody, you know, they stepped up, and you know, they're like everybody else in this industry. They're grinding. You know, and you know, I called them and they said, you know, yeah, we're in, because you know, they support not just us but as many people as they can in pool. So we urge you, if you're interested in any of their products, or if you're just looking around, go check out their stuff. It's good, American-made cues, quality products, good guarantee, great customer service. Just obqs.com, and you'll be hearing a lot more about them in the week to come as we go live from Reno.
Yeah, and they really do back up their product, and like you said, like Justin said, they're American made. And Royce is a pretty nice guy. I'll never say that to his face, but behind his back, I can say that Royce is a pretty decent guy.
Well, the whole OB crew, you know, Don and
Yeah.
you know, Doc in the office,
And Shane's in it.
And I mean, they're just good people.
No, they are, and they all love pool. So, and that's really important. And their products will be available at the U.S. Bar Table Championship, because Michael Huang from Omega is one of their distributors, and he's going to have set up shop there in the bar table. In fact, we're going to have more vendors than I actually really like, because I'm afraid some of them just may not do too well. We're going to have 10 vendors, 2 key repair guys, 3 shirt guys, Joe Salazar, and then a couple of like one case guy, and you know, and Jacoby and those. And so it's going to be a nice, well-rounded presentation. But you can buy, I mean, we will pump Omega a little bit because they are the representative for OB, and OB is the sponsor. So that's fair play.
Well, Michael's got everything from soup to nuts.
He's got a hell of a
you
shop.
can buy an $80 Q all the way up to a high-end Haley. You know, he's got everything. You know, cases, and he's another great guy to deal with.
Yep.
Highly recommend dealing with Michael.
So, and the field, you can go to our website, playbca.com, and at the top they have a little thing that says events. A little drop down comes up.
Well, here, let me just whip out my Google quick.
And you can go to hit the events, and a little drop down menu comes down. And you hit U.S. Bar Table Championship, and then go to the bottom of the page.
Well, here, I just want to go over the field that's
and
registered.
This is how everybody can look at it, and you just change which topic. But the women's events are impressive. We've got, last time I checked, we had like 45 women in the.
I haven't looked at the women yet. I just saw the men. The names that jumped out at me were Rodney Morris,
Francisco Bustamante.
Oscar.
We forgot to mention Oscar and Max at the Swanee too. But Oscar's playing. Max, bless his heart.
Shane, of course.
Yeah. Max, after the Swanee, went to Fujiwara. So there's 3 Americans over there. That being Hunter Lombardo, our man Brandon Schuff, and Max Everly.
Yeah, this is the 8-ball, and like.
There's approximately 160 names on that list right now.
Glenn Atwell, the Anaconda.
Yeah.
Jeff Beckley, Lee Brett,
Manny Chow.
Sal Butera.
Yeah, there's some monsters in this field. It's going to be a great event.
Well, and now here's the one everybody really wants to see: Easy E. Charlton.
Oh, the famous.
Yep, the
infamous.
famous. Yes. Manny Chow. Yep. Great player.
Manny Chow convinced a lot of people when he's at the Swanee. On the TV table, he beat Efren 7-1 or 7-2, and everyone's saying, "Who is that guy?"
It's Manny Chow, dog.
Yeah. And then
scariest tattoo in pool.
Yeah, Corey Harper beat Manny Chow. So
Jesse Engel.
Yep.
Scott Frost.
Yes. We don't know if Alex is coming or not. He was, and then he wasn't, then he was, and then he hurt his leg, jumping around like a little kangaroo during the finals at the Swanee, and he really did hurt his calf. He didn't hurt his ankle. It's in his calf, and I don't know. I'm not sure what could cause that.
I don't
know. He couldn't walk.
See who else we got here. Rory Hendrickson, good player from good player from the Dakotas.
Yep. He's the house pro manager, whatever, of Fargo Billiards, the big
Vegas homeboys, Kuchar and Al Lawrence in the house.
Yeah.
Who else? Stevie Moore.
Oh yes, forgot Stevie.
John Mora.
And you can check these names out if you go there. They're listed. And
Rodney Morris, Larry Neville.
Yeah, Larry Neville, forgot him. He's
Josh
strong.
O'Neill.
Good strong player from the lower. Well, what do you call Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Is that? I mean, it's not
Georgia.
Midwest. It's he's in that regional area.
Atlanta is in the south, dog.
Well, is it southeast? Okay, but he's Tennessee and this and that. So okay, all right. Hey, my geography's weak. It's about like my pool game, a little rusty. But,
who else we got? Louis Ulrich, Shane Van Boeing, Don Wardell.
Well, that's Willie Bettmore.
Yeah.
Can't play a lick. You want an easy draw and bet him everything. Win that Bettmore Cup. I'm going to get beat up for that.
See what the women look like here.
See what the women look like.
Wow, we've got,
it's over 40. And the amazing thing is, there's some okay players. There's no world champions in there yet. So, but 40 some odd players, we'll end up with over 45 players. We'll probably get to 48 or 50 players. Usually people sign up on site. We get a fair amount of our signups on site. Now that we're starting to go online signups, we're not sure how that'll impact. So we can't second guess very accurately on how many we'll actually end up with. But in the past, we'd get 25, 40, whatever signups on site. I don't think there'll be that many this year. But
this is cool, man.
Yeah, it's and all the events have an.
Damn, that's a lot of women, man.
It is. You can start getting 48 women. That's how many do the women's pro have? 48.
I don't know, but
that's what they have. Yeah.
That is strong.
Yeah. And in the women's 10 ball, we only have 20, and in the women's 9 ball, we got like 25, and the women's 8 ball, we got like 43. The all around, you have to play in all 3 to qualify. Same with the men's. So total payouts $25,250 added money. And I think last year we paid out $66,000. It'll probably be a little bit more because I think our fields will be a touch bigger. And then in conjunction with that, we have the World PPA doing their handicapped 9-foot 9 ball. And then the tables will be available for minis and all that thing. The first event we'll be doing on Monday night is mini one pocket, mini tournament.
Right.
And real cheap entry fee. We'll figure it out. It's probably 20, 30, 40 bucks in that range. Race to 23 balls. And it's to introduce some people to one pocket, and they can play a couple games. And we're going to have some matching up. I hear Chris Gentile's coming down.
Oh, good.
So there will be some kind of.
And before Mark gets all carried away and gets everybody all excited, no, we're not going to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning just in case somebody matches up.
Well, you'd have
as much as he would like us to while he goes and eats dinner and goes to sleep, we're not going to do that.
Justin,
so
you're getting lazy.
if you want to watch the action, I suggest come on to Reno.
$39 and $49 rooms. That's $49 on the weekend. Double occupancy, no resort fees. I believe there's internet in the rooms. Free. Mm-hmm. No transportation to the airport. I mean, that's a hell of a deal. I mean, this is a nice joint.
So it's free ride from the airport shuttle from the airport to Grand Sierra?
No hidden resort fees, $10 or $15 a night.
Yeah.
2 people, you're spending $20 a day.
Right.
Come on.
That's awesome.
Well, there will
nice
be a room tax. It's like 8 or 10%. So for
probably
40.
18%.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's 13.
When's the last? Well, okay, so 8 or 10%. Well, I think it's 13.
I don't actually. I'm trying to remember what it is. I don't. You want me to know everything? Huh?
I just make this shit up as we go. It's all right. It could be 8 or 10% or 18.
No. Yeah. It's they have no control over that. So anyhow, we're thinking it's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be really cool.
And it's the potential to really grow. So I'd like to see people come out and support it.
Yeah. And the stream, I'm looking forward to the stream. It's going to be cool. We're going to have the lights. We're going to have the arena, 3 cameras. We're going to have a crew up there. It's going to be a light crew, but we'll be able to run it. We'll at least have 1 camera operator. Finals will have 2, big matches, stuff like that. We'll try to get 2 camera operators on there. Stream's going to kick off. Have you got a start time for this thing yet?
Yeah, it's on the flyer. The first day it starts at 1.
Okay.
We don't know where we can start all the other ones until we find it. But 10 ball's always light.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we might have 90 players in the 10 ball, so it gives us some starting time. We're hoping to have the bar table stuff done by 7 o'clock each night.
Right. Well, I hope so, yeah.
And there'll be plenty of tables for practice during the day, and then minis at night, and then we can play on the 9-foots during the day or the night. There will be a charge for the 9-foots because most of them are free play tables. We'll figure out something.
But the stream will start. It's I'm going to post a schedule here on Facebook, all that stuff. I got it finished. But it's Monday and Tuesday are free. That's the 10-ball tournament. And then Wednesday is the first day of the pay-per-view, which is the finals of the 10-ball and the start of the 9-ball. So you'll probably get a little bit of 9-ball in there as well as the 10-ball, probably semifinals and finals.
Yeah. So.
And then the following day is free, which will be all 9-ball, which is going to be Thursday will be free. Friday will be pay-per-view. That's the first day of the 8-ball, the final day of the 9-ball. And then Saturday will be free, which is all 8-ball. And then Sunday will be all 8-ball, the finals of the all 8-ball. And what we're going to do is it's going to be $15 a day, $40 if you buy all 3 days of pay-per-view as a package. And we're going to loop everything just like we have in past pay-per-views.
That's double your money because now you can watch it at your convenience.
Right. And we're also going to loop the free feed. So on days where there's a free feed, because we're not running just ungodly 14, 16-hour days like we were in the past, if all goes as planned. I'm guessing we'll do 4 to 5 matches a day.
Oh, every bit of that. Maybe not 10-ball because there just isn't that depth.
Well, if you do 5 matches a day, 2 hours a day, that's 10 hours.
They're not taking 2 hours a day, I don't think. This is bar table.
Yeah. So what are you scheduling for? Hour and a half?
I actually don't know. Rick takes care of that. But in the 10 ball, we can just
4 to
spread them
5
out.
matches.
Yeah. But I really don't think a match will take 5 hours or 2 hours. We'll see. I mean, if I was
I
playing,
want to say hour and a half is
Yeah.
what it was last year.
Yeah, and you're probably right because that gives them 15, 20 minutes to warm up and everything else too.
So, but if I remember it right, we were doing like 5 matches a day.
Yeah, in there somewhere.
So, whatever that is, we'll loop those for the free feed as well as the pay-per-view. So when it's over with, we'll do that, and we'll also try to get some interviews and maybe try to set up some other special stuff for the pay-per-view days. You know, maybe we'll sit down with Shane or Boosty or somebody like that.
And we'll be doing a podcast from there.
Yeah.
Next Thursday.
Yep.
In addition, for what it's worth, the Bob Bolio of the World PPA has made a deal with Lee Brett's going to be up there. Mm-hmm. And if you're playing his tournament, he does this, he analyzes your game, and it's X amount of dollars. Well, it's half price. It's $10 now if you are playing in the World PPA. And so for a lot of some of the, because the World PPA, it's a handicap thing. There's a lot of the players are mid-speed players, so they get to be analyzed and some pointers for $10 for a 15-minute lesson, which is a pretty good deal because, you know, I know Lee. I've never taken 2 cents worth of lessons from him, but a couple people are starting to say that they've learned something. Freddie the Beard, Freddie the Beard said that he learned something.
Freddie the Lizard said.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's just a little something that can be thrown in. I love to change subjects. You know that.
Yeah.
So you said Lizard. Do you know Steve Smith? Lizard.
I've heard of him.
It's Steve Smith. Steve Smith is a road player. And I see where they put a press release on AZ Billiards that he came out with a book, The Lizard Tales or something. Probably going to be a pretty good book. I'll order it. It's available at Amazon.com. And then Alf Taylor came out with a book, something on the road, that won't be available for about a month. And it's getting rave reviews from the people that previewed it. So we've got 2 books coming out that are like road stories. Those are cool, too. They are. But I enjoy Steve Smith. He plays pretty good. He's an older guy now. He's probably 60-ish, maybe a little bit more.
What else we got going on here? Easy E volunteered to do commentary for the stream, and I'm pretty excited about that. So
Really?
yeah, he's good actually.
Is he?
Yeah, he really is. No kidding.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
We'll let everybody. And Kenny.
We're gonna let him commentate your match.
Hey, that'll be good. I'll teach you
This
guys
year,
something.
for the first year ever, Mark's going to be on the stream. A couple times in the past, we've had him ready to go, and he goes, no.
Well, you know, I'm dead in stroke. I played 4 races to 7 at the Swanee.
Yeah.
And I won 2. And the 2 that I lost, I got a total of 2 games. That's in both of them. I got zipped by one guy. He did most of zipping, but I did some unzipping. I had a couple of chances to make a couple great visuals, aren't they? There was 2 balls on the table. Well, there was 3 counting the cue ball. 8 ball, 9 ball, and cue ball.
Okay.
I never quite
Couldn't
to
get
finish
there?
the table out.
Right on.
But you know, it's fun to play. I've never been able to practice. I know there's a lot of people who just can't practice. So you go to a cheap tournament like that, and you're playing, and man, you're struggling, but you're working at it, you know, and you get back in stroke a whole lot faster than playing, you know.
Speaking of cheap tournaments, like I did the math and we figured it out, and it was like, let's just break it down and talking about Reno. If anybody's, you know, if you're in the California, Arizona, Washington area, Utah, wherever, you know, you drive, fly. You know, it's a little expensive to get an airplane ticket now, but
yeah,
you know, still you can do it. But I mean, driving's pretty reasonable. But you figure $125 entry for 3 tournaments. If you go play the whole thing, $125 for 3 tournaments, so you're at $375 for entry fees, and you're going to be at just say $50 a day for hotel, which it's not going to be that much, but you know, and you're going to stay there. You're going to stay there for 7 days. Say $350. Just call it $400 if you're going to go 8 days, whatever. So $400. So you're in $775 for hotel and tournament entry fee for 3 tournaments.
With over $70,000 in prize funds.
$70,000.
By the time you get done, last year we were at 66. I expect this to be
Really?
25,000's added.
Right.
You know, no, it's actually a pretty good deal. And we had, I'm going to guess, 6 or 8 rooms did qualifiers, and we're really going to push the qualifiers because you can do you could do a weekly tournament in some bar, and
Sure.
and you take the winners at the end of the when you get 16 winners, they throw in $20 a piece or something, and you maybe pulled 20 out the other time.
Sure.
And you can get where you can send them airfare, entry fee, and a hotel for under $500.
Right. Yeah, for one tournament.
I mean, that's pretty cool now,
Yeah.
you know, because you get to play. You'll have some real easy matches, and you'll have some really bad matches because there's some monsters.
Yeah, not only that, but once again, we're talking about bar table pool to where, I mean, it is an equalizer. I mean, you know, a kid like Jesse Engel beat anybody in the world if he's right, you know, and there's other guys out there. Look at Glenn Atwell.
Well, Beckley can play pretty good.
Beckley can, but I mean, remember when Atwell, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 out of
stormed through the field.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of people some people had heard of him, some people hadn't, but you know, he's.
Well, he did at the bar box what Shane did at the Derby, 2 first and a second.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty strong in the field that was there. And for anybody that cares to know, Red Circle was such a big deal to Swanee because they play with measles on about half their tables, and it's always been Red Circle. So we use Red Circle.
I don't understand what was a big deal.
Just they play so differently.
No, what was so they wanted to use a
because
measle
everybody's
or?
been practicing with the. Everybody's been practicing with the balls that Hard Times uses, and half their tables use measle, and half of them use this, and half of them use that. And I've always said it'll be Red Circle. I forgot all about it. About 3 days before the tournament, somebody says, "Well, it was Frank the barber says, what kind of ball are we using?" And we always use Red Circle because I can bring in all brand new ones, and they're all the same.
Yeah, those measle balls, I like them, I like them for what we do here.
Visuals.
But for big tournaments, screw that, man.
Yeah,
Because
they're
they
$30
walk,
a
they
pop.
walk away. People steal them just like crazy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fake ones around. Hard to tell a real one from a fake one. So, I don't know. So we're using Red Circle. So, I'm excited. You know, I think this is the potential. I think it's the dawn of a new era, or however they say it, of Reno pool. We'll see how the 9-footers do. I'm hoping they do okay. And you could play if you just happen to come up and watch the tournament. You can jump in and play on the World PGA.
Like if you don't, you know, if you're like I said, and the other thing is, there's no charge to watch.
Nope.
You can just come and go as you please. You know, you don't have to pay a door charge to get in and watch.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other thing is, you know, hell, if you're around the area, even if you've got no interest in playing the tournament, you ought to come out and check out the vendors.
Sure.
Because I mean,
help them out. You know,
it's not only that, but you'll get to see a lot of stuff that you're not going to see in any billiard retail place.
No, Salazar's got some pretty unique stuff, and Jacoby, for a custom cue maker, as good as anybody.
Yeah.
And you know, for $600-700, you can get a hell of a stick.
Yep.
So.
And you know, Mikey Hong's got high-end stuff too.
He's got low-end, high-end, and
so there'll be a lot of stuff there. I'm looking forward to it.
We're hoping everybody does okay, or you know, vendors have a tough road, but they really appreciate the low hotel fees. So you know, I'm thinking this because this could get us going. We made a big impression on the hotel already because we guesstimated X amount of rooms, and we're way over what we said we would do.
That's great.
And that means maybe they'll be a little more receptive.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, good.
Maybe you know, I don't know. We'll see. All we can do is work it. You know.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, that's exciting, and you know, the fact that we're going to have the arena there and everything, and just throw a little cloud.
Well, I really want to. You know, I mean, ever since we found out that it was moving over to Grand Sierra, I really think that this could become a premier event. For one good reason and one not good reason. One good reason is that the fields you've got the last 3 years, these are legit, serious fields. And the other thing is, you know, when the fields start getting bigger like this, hopefully, you know, and maybe the hotel starts kicking some more money in, you know, maybe we can pump up the prize funds.
Sure.
You know, but the other thing is, it's, you know, with these kind of fields and with this kind of location and with, you know, the way that Rick and everybody runs the tournament with, you know, you got CTS and all this.
Texting and everything. Yeah.
I mean, it's got all the makings of being a premier tournament.
Yeah.
The bad side of that, the other thing is why I think it will become a premier tournament with not a lot of trouble, is there's not any tournaments.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean.
Yeah, and next year we're not going to be, well, we're moving 2 weeks forward or a week forward. I can't remember. I have the dates. I don't remember. But we're trying to get away from the World 8 Ball.
Right.
So if it wasn't a World 8 Ball, we'd have Appleton, we've had Thorsten, we've had
Right. Yeah. A lot of
we'd probably
European
have
players.
Nails. We'd have another 10 killers, which maybe the rest of the field enjoys it. But I mean, we'll have some real depth. And when you marry a 9-footer with it, now you really get something.
Right.
Because we'll stagger them. Because
Right.
the place is big enough. And we got 40,000 feet. That's as big as the ballrooms at the Riviera.
Right.
It's a monster, so.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I think this the whole flavor, and I can't say it enough, but getting done at 7 o'clock is the way every pool tournament on earth should be run.
Well, let's just see. Now, I've never been at one that gets done that early.
But
I think it's going to be nice. It's going to let the wives are going to enjoy it more. You can go have a nice dinner.
Yeah.
There's shows in Reno.
Well, not only that, but if you want to keep playing pool, there's minis.
There's
you can
50
do
tables to keep playing pool.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is you're not locked down in some, To me, that's, and a lot of people I've talked to, it's, they're like, I come here to play, but I didn't come here to be, on lockdown 12 hours a day. And a lot of time you're waiting or you don't know what's going on.
You're at the mercy of the other man. No, it's
right.
So. And the other beauty is if you have excess tables, you're not married. If the player is not coming off that table, you just put them on another table. You and I can play because those guys are running slow. No big deal.
Right.
So, no, I think it's going to be a good event. So.
Well, I'm excited about it. And once again, I want to thank OBQs for sponsoring our coverage of it. All that info will be up this evening. But basically, it's just going to be 3 days of pay-per-view, $15 a day, $40 if you buy all three. You're going to get 4 days of free coverage, which you'll be able to watch that on our site, on our Ustream channel, probably embedded on the Play CSI website. And, AZ Billiards is working with us again. They're a sponsor of the stream as well. So,
Yeah, I think we'll see. It's going to be some good pool.
Yeah.
I remember that year when Earl was there. I don't even know if Earl signed up. I didn't
see him.
Yeah, but that year he won, it was pretty exciting.
It was fun.
Yeah. It was great. Other topics is kind of a shout out to Mark Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if I understand what's going on. It's called Lindenwood University.
I'm not quite sure if I know what's going on, but I'm going to sit here and talk about it like I do.
Well, I read the articles, and it sounds like Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri. I get the impression that they're starting a billiard program.
Yeah.
And Mark Wilson's been hired as the first coach, and they're going to be giving out scholarships. And I think this is some pretty cool stuff. I'm meeting with Bart Mahoney, who a lot of people, he's not super well known, but in the educational field he is. He was doing similar classes at the University of Davis and some other things around the Sacramento area. And he and I have been talking about trying to get some programs going in the colleges and then working it down into the other things. So this could be the start of a pretty cool thing. And Mark's a great guy, and he's very knowledgeable, and I think that school did a real good job. I hope they can make it work for him and for everybody else.
Good.
I mean,
I like Mark. I'm a big fan of Mark. He's a super nice guy and fantastic instructor.
He is, and he was the commentator for the Color of Money.
Color of Money.
A lot of people, Earl and
tells a story about riding
on. How long ago was that?
Tells a story about riding on an airplane right next to Earl over for that match.
Oh, that's probably got to be a yeah. That had to be a lot of years. The only other topic that's really there's not too much stuff on AZ Billiards.
Well, the thing I saw that it's amazing. I actually saw the ABP respond to a question in a thread, which was impressive. But evidently, the BCA is going to sanction the ABP rules as a points event.
As I understand it this time, yeah. These are the same rules that they used last year. I think they're terrible rules. And for the people who don't, if I was to shoot a shot and I miss, you can make me shoot again.
I used to get so worked up about that, I've come to the conclusion that I don't care. The way I look at it is, let them do it however they want to do it. And then
I'm going to agree with you on that. I'm going to interrupt you too. But all they're doing is said, we have no spectators now, but what few guys are out there, please don't watch us anymore because we're going to get so boring you can't stand it.
Right. No, that's what I mean. And the thing of it is,
it's not going to make the best player win.
No.
It means I'm not ever going to go for a shot unless I'm going to just safe to death.
But you know what? If you argue against it, you're beating your head against the wall. And honestly, I've reached the point to where I don't even care. There's 4 tournaments next year.
There'll be 5. This will be the 5th.
Yeah, we'll have 5. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even worth. And the thing of it is, it's like, nobody else seems to give a shit. So
why should you?
So I'm done.
Well,
I mean, when it comes to that kind of stuff, let them do whatever they want. They're playing in empty rooms now. Nothing's going to change.
I have a little more passion on different levels than you, and I think it's idiocy.
Yeah, but I mean, I've went through all that. But the thing of it is, you can't change it. The only way you can change it is to put up your money. Really, that's it.
And I do, and we do.
And right,
we play
and that's
the standard rules. I just don't understand what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to make this game so boring that nobody will watch it.
Well, it's not about boring. It's about getting money. It's about, we're talking about a clique of 10 people, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And it was like if everybody just sat around and said, okay, how can we make sure we get the money? We take all the luck out of the game. We want to seed so there's no chance that a guy like Jesse Engel or Bo Runnigan is going to beat us, in a draw.
Yeah.
It's just.
I find it interesting that they did respond on the thread. I thought it was a little bit of a sarcastic response.
And it was a sarcastic response.
Anything else? And they did say that this is. Somebody says, well, why should this? There's only one event, and everybody said, well, this is the first of many.
It's bullshit.
And I don't want to be confrontational. I mean, I know at times everybody says I am, and at times I am, but I try.
Well,
not to
I mean, honestly,
but the facts are, Zugman is not changing.
No.
There's only 5. There's only 4 events plus Alan Hopkins. So, Zugman's not changing. That's 2. I'm not changing. So Barry Berman, is he or isn't he? I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me. I'm in it like you. I won't. You can't seed off of the ABP points. So I'm like you. Just let it happen the way it happens.
And it's just I was looking at that today, and I'm just like, it's just so stupid. I mean, it's just. And the thing of it is, and it's Charlie Williams doing it. I mean, it's obviously. I mean, the guy's got a gift for pissing people off. Or, if he could say 2 things, one of them diplomatic and one of them designed to just put somebody in orbit, he's always going to go to the one that's going to piss somebody off. And I don't even know if he does it or not, but just that flippant attitude that
Yeah, I'm not calling anybody names or anything. It'll be interesting to see how big of a field Hopkins has. They did make an announcement that they're trying to get 128. I don't think they'll ever get there. And
and the other thing is, Hopkins' event has never been about the pro event. Alan does that, in my opinion, basically for the players.
To be a nice guy.
And as an added attraction for people that want to watch it. So, I understand him just saying, yeah, you guys do whatever you want. It makes sense to me.
He's in the same boat I am. He is hoping to break even.
Mm-hmm.
When I do my U.S. Open 10 ball, I'm just hoping to break even.
Yeah.
Dreaming of making a dime on it, forget it.
Yeah.
You just want it as an attraction, so it makes your event a little more full.
Right.
And Alan is moving to a new venue this year.
Right.
It's a lot bigger, but it's a convention center. We'll see how that all works out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing that the numbers might be up. That's good. I mean, more power to him. It's a good event.
I'm going, so I want to see what it's going to be like. I think it's going to be. I haven't seen pictures of the venue. I like the idea that it's all on one level. I hope there's food there.
That's what scares me to death. You know what the food will be? It's convention center food.
Well, but it won't be any different.
Well,
it won't be any different than what it was in the past. That's not going to change.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that high before.
Well, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm not worried. I just hope there's more of it, and varied kind. But if it's nothing but hot dogs and Cokes,
you've been to the Las Vegas Convention Center,
right?
During the PCA trade show or the NAB.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to get any more.
Yeah. Pizza. Yeah, hot
oranges,
dogs.
bananas. What kind of drink do you want? And
Yeah.
nachos with cheese and
But,
potato chips.
you know, and to me, the biggest hurdle they're going to have is just the no attached hotel.
Well, they say they're going to build one, but it's.
Well, that doesn't do anything for this year.
And it won't do anything for next year because it probably won't be done. And even I understand it's only going to be 160 rooms.
Yeah.
That's not a drop in the bucket. So, but there's a lot of hotels in the area, and I think it's kind
And
of
a lot of
step
people,
in the right direction.
a lot of people drove before anyway. I knew
Sure.
a lot. But then again, a lot of people that drove before anyway, if worse comes to worse, they had somewhere to stay there if they couldn't find a ride or whatever.
Yeah, or if they get shit-faced. And
Right,
like that.
exactly.
So I think and in fact, that's a good point. You're probably going to lose the social aspect, like that bar that was upstairs.
Well, I think what you'll see is a lot more groups going off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
You won't see as many people like hanging around downstate because like a lot of people used to, you know, they'd go up and have dinner, they'd come back down, see what was going on,
Yeah.
they'd hang out in the lobby.
Sure.
You know,
That's what hotels. It's a good synergy.
But
you know, Allen was forced to move because the old venue is becoming a casino, and this new venue is supposed to be fairly nice. So hey, they've got parking for something like 5,000 cars. So
Yeah.
you know, more power to him.
well, I know they'll do a good job as far as the promotion. They always do a good job, make sure everything's you know set up well and runs good. So I'm gonna go support it. I'm gonna try and you know hopefully
Diamond's
it works.
supplying the tables, and I'll be there. Counting the vendors and everything, it'll be over 200 tables there.
Yeah, good.
So
And that's coming up on us quick. You know, we get back from Reno.
March 7th, isn't it?
The 20th.
8th through 11th is the dates of it.
We get
March
back,
8th through
yeah,
11th.
so we'll get back the 20th, Monday. It's basically, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So,
And then, you know, this is the
and
year
then,
of movement, too.
and then right after, you know, right after that, we've got a little time. Hopefully we can put a match together between
Well, we've
Hopkins and May.
Yeah, and Shane and Efren were talking about.
Yeah.
Efren is not going to be at the bar table because he's going back to Philippines, and I don't know when he'll be back. I mean, who knows? But you know, like I say, Hopkins is moving. We changed our dates and location for 2013. This year, we're still at the Riviera, still at May, but every year thereafter, we'll be at Rio in July, which is a big jump for us too.
Yeah.
More rooms, more space, more everything, more places to eat.
Newer hotel.
Yeah, much upgraded. So, and there was one other thing that was going on. Well, you know that Diamond is doing their Tunica event, similar to the Derby.
Any information on when they're like the turn? You know, are
I
they
can tell you
playing?
the dates of the tournament.
I know. Okay.
July 20 to 28.
And what are they playing?
They're playing. There's going to be approximately 80 bar tables for amateur. There's going to be like maybe APA the first weekend, and then an open stuff, and then BCA the second weekend. And hopefully everybody will hang around and play minis or whatever's during the middle of the weeks. As I understand it, the other three games, the 9-foot table events, and I do not know how many tables they're going to have, probably 32 to 40 range, because that's 2 trucks. One pocket, 9-ball and banks.
Okay.
So you're still close enough to you're still bank country.
So it's just it's Derby City South.
Yeah, with amateur tables. I understand the room rate's around $60, and that's a nice place. I have been there. So it's at Harrah's at Tunica. And there's like 10 or 12 casinos in the area, so there's all kinds of things to do. But there
was a question. What's the chance of getting a rematch with Earl and F for 9-ball? I don't know.
Earl?
I'll never be involved with Earl again. So
Earl, yeah, I was at the Derby. I saw Earl 2 or 3 times, and he never would even look towards me, like I'm the bad guy. You know, I don't know. Earl, he's a talent. He's just
amazing
absolute
talent,
raw power.
amazing talent,
And I
and
think
fun
he's
as hell to
back
watch play pool.
I think he's back with Lisa, and she needs to wring his neck and pound some sense into his head because. See, I don't mind a guy going off. I don't even mind him throwing chalk or breaking her cue stick.
I don't either.
But you don't sit there and say, I quit.
Well, you don't say I quit, and the other thing is you can't look at people in the crowd who pay your salary
and tell them to screw themselves.
Yeah, among other things. You can't do that.
Yeah.
No one on earth can do that and get away with it.
Yeah, and he really shouldn't have. He should have just Go outside. Just tell everybody screw off and storm out the door and come back in 5 minutes. You know, blow it off. Do something.
But it's just,
and he wouldn't let. He gets where you can't talk to him. You can't. You can't.
well, you can't say anything to him because you know if you do, he's just going to quit.
Yeah. So it's really unfortunate. I mean, my feelings were hurt. I'll be honest with you. He just, because I put a lot of energy into it, and nobody's come up and said I told you so, but you know, I always give people a shot. What's that mean? You want to go to the bathroom or what?
I told you. You sure you want to put your logo on this guy?
Yeah, well, raw talent. So, I don't know. Speaking of raw talent, I mean, we were all the players that were at the Swanee. You know, Amar's playing again. Amar Kang. I tell you, that
Good.
guy,
Yeah, he's fun to watch. Great player. Nice guy.
raw talent. Him and Corey duel, I just put in that area of, they could play an hour a year. And
I
still
really
play
hope
good.
Corey makes it out for this tournament.
You know, that's
He's to this day he's one of my favorite players to watch.
He is fun to watch.
Yeah,
You know,
he's so creative and
he-
he's
yeah.
just, especially on a bar table.
I've seen him do that little thing where you sees how many strokes you can make all the balls, all 15, no any order. So he's always trying to make 2 and 3 ball shots.
Yeah.
I think his record is 9. Cleared the table off in 9 strokes.
Yeah,
Not counting the break. You know, all kinds of 11s, and I watched him do an 11 or what. Just he makes 2 here, 3 here. Just it is amazing.
yeah. No, he's
Yeah.
he's a lot of fun to watch.
So
There was a Callie just asked, is there any chance of getting Corey for a tournament? I would think there's a chance. You know, it's just like anything else. You just got to make something happen.
well, he's got to be in stroke a little bit. See, he's not playing right now, but he's also one of those guys that
I don't think it matters.
let him play.
I think if
Yeah.
Corey wanted to play for a week, he could be ready to play anybody he wanted to play.
I'm going to agree with you. I don't think when you get laid off, like Siegel laid off sometime, you don't lose a lot of the technical skill, unless you're, maybe Siegel is the exception because he went 10 years without playing. But you lose the mental toughness. You lose the ability to compete, the pressure, the tournament toughness. It doesn't come back like.
But you know what?
shooting.
That guy's been doing that since he's 18 years old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think when you reach that level, you know, it's just like Mike Siegel. Mike Siegel decides to come back and play pool. He's going to play pool at an elite level.
He is, but he can't finish. See, because he makes mistakes. And I don't think it's because of the skill. It's just the power of the pressure. And
I don't
the
think
penalty
so.
of making a mistake is so high anymore.
Yeah, well, the game's changed, but at the same time with Corey, you know, he's not. These guys are only playing 5 tournaments a year anyway.
I know. He's not like a.
So I mean, it's not like they're out there banging it out every week on
no,
tour. You know, so I mean, anybody's going to have to deal with that. And perfect example. How much pool you think Johnny Archer plays?
Well, that's a good topic because that's the problem with American pool players.
No, but my
Take
point
away
is,
Shane and nobody else plays. They don't practice. They don't work on their.
well, yeah, but my point is, Johnny probably, maybe who knows what he plays. I bet it's not a lot of pool, but he still comes in. He's a threat to win any tournament he plays in because he's been doing this shit for 30 years.
And he never gets out of stroke.
Right.
Out of stroke to these guys doesn't mean they didn't hit balls for 2 days.
Right.
You know.
Well,
so-
I don't even think that's the case.
Yeah.
Most top guys I know don't play a lot of pool.
Well, yeah.
I mean, think about it.
It catches them. It's your work ethic will catch you.
I disagree.
That's coming right back to the Moscone Cup type of thing. Which, by the way, there was a very interesting article in Billiards Digest, Mike Pinozzo, I believe, and he was saying how a few years back he was at York Hall and Barry Hearns was saying, man, this Moscone Cup, it's the greatest thing in the world, but nobody's competitive. Now, this was a statement about 10 years ago when the Americans had won 6 in a row.
Sure.
Now, let's guess what's happened. Now the Americans aren't competitive. It used to be the Europeans were
but
competitive.
you know,
but it's still great TV.
Well, it's good for him. I mean, that's a European. If they come in and beat the shit out of the Americans every year, they'll be fine with that.
Yes and no. They hate. It doesn't sell. It's not good TV. They want to get
Yeah,
to the
it
last
is.
day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, as long as the Euros win, it doesn't matter. That's fine.
Well,
I mean, it'll sell, and then because if they wanted a real, if they wanted a real challenge or they wanted tougher matches, you know, let me pick 5 guys from Asia. We'll see how they like it.
Well, but that's not the Moscone Cup. Then it's a different thing.
But,
and you don't know this, but one of the things, and I'm going to be up there in Reno the whole time, and so is Justin. Justin's not even going to want to see me coming down the hallway because I got a couple things I got some ideas I want to bally about.
Yeah, that's whenever you hear Mark say I got an idea, that's kind of like your cousin Cooter saying, "Hey, watch this." I mean, it's time probably to take cover.
Well, I only have X amount of time to save the world of pool from themselves. No, it's just I want to regurgitate a few things. We've had some discussions, some events that have happened in the past, and I got a couple ideas that I think.
What's your ideas?
I'm not going to say. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill the audience.
I'd have to kill everybody. I'd have to kill myself.
Yeah,
I can tell you, I have to kill myself.
So, but it actually makes sense, and I can lay it out, and you'll say that, or you start thinking about it, and you say, "Wow, that actually makes sense."
There was a question about the World PPA event. Added money in there.
They are adding self-generated money. I think they're around $1,500. It's not about money. It's not a pro event. It's an amateur handicap event. You can walk in, they'll see what speed you are, and they spot games. I think the most games they can spot in a race to 9 is like 5. It's more students. I mean, first place is going to win $1,000 or $1,500 or something like that. Who knows? I'm not. Don't quote me because it's not my event. But it's not about added money with them. It's just like if you go to the pool hall and you play in and you win the tournament and you get $70 or something, but on a much larger scale. But they're trying to grow their handicap league. They have about 1,500 members all on the West Coast, and this is an opportunity.
Well, that'll be a cool big tournament for them.
To them, it's the Reno Shootout. It's similar to what the USPPA used to do.
It'd be like a state tournament or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Similar, regional, whatever you want to call it.
It's just their tournament. But most of their stuff is played on 9-foot tables. And they play out of pool rooms. And so it gives some cohesiveness and everything to what they're trying to do. So I hope it works out for them, and I hope it works out for pool because those Reno events, we talked about this last week, when they went on for 25 years, they were the best events till Don Mackey and some of the other ones got in there, started tweaking everything, and Anagoni got a hold of it and just tweaked they
broke it.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, Reno was always... And
I have to laugh. Added money. Where's the added money come from? Casino's not going to add any more money. I'm not going to add any more money. The bulk of this $25,000 comes out of my pocket for the bar table. There's no more added money to add.
Well, I mean, I just and I think that's And
there's no gate. See, if there was a way of getting a gate, then you can use that to make added money. So it's tough.
Well, it always goes back to what I said, which is that unless somebody comes up with the ability to make a traditional tournament structure that is profitable, then you're always dependent on somebody basically donating and working, hoping to break even. Sure. So that's why you're only going to get 3, 4, 5 events a year. Yeah. I really think that any serious pro organization, they should really go out, and I've said it and I'll keep saying it over and over again. If I was running a pro organization or if I was a pro player, I would go out and I would get 7 other guys and I'd go to diamond tables and I'd say, give me 2 tables or give me 1 table. I'd raise enough money to get a box truck and I'd leverage everything I could and I'd call it United States Professional Pool Tour. And I'd go to pool rooms and we'd sit down and we'd set up our table and we'd play a tournament and we'd charge $10 or $20 to get in, and whatever we made on the gate, that's what we're playing for.
Yeah, if you're such a hot draw, then you get the draw.
No, but I mean the thing of it is, I mean that's that's where
how rodeo.
That's how skating, rodeo, NASCAR. That's how it all started.
The problem being everybody says, oh, no, we just need a sponsor. Yeah, then you live by the sponsor, you die by the sponsor. What happens if all 2 years the sponsor says, I'm not interested anymore? Pshoo, you're out of business. Those models don't work unless you've got such a hot product that you start developing this and the sponsors fight for each other, like football or something, you know.
But really, I mean, as long as
Well, look at poker too.
because
There's
here's
no
the
added
other
money in
thing:
poker.
sponsors have like there's no vested interest for. Nobody has an interest like the players do. So basically, what I'm saying is anybody that can do a $25,000 or $50,000 added tournament cannot do one. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if they decide, well, shit, I want to go to Hawaii instead of doing a $25,000 added tournament this year. You know, that's it.
Yep.
So
End of show.
right, yeah. Goodbye. See you.
Yeah.
Another first annual.
Yeah, first annual.
Save your
Yeah.
T-shirts. You know.
So I mean, I wish the people that we're not picking on the guy that says how much added money. It's just that
I mean,
show
I
me a
understand.
sport that has added money.
Well,
other than pool.
I
You
understand
know?
both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. And it's just, I think where pool gets screwy is that at certain times in the past and in certain parts of the world, it's at this level. Whereas in this country, it's at this level for the most part. And I think the disconnect is some players, not only players, but fans, everybody involved, you know, want it to be like this here when it's just not.
Yeah.
And
Well,
to get here from here.
There's hundreds of reasons why.
Yeah.
Too.
And the other thing that gets me is just, well, somebody just needs to give us money. That's the dumbest shit in the world. And as long as that attitude pervades, you know, it's just
nobody's.
nothing will run. Nothing will run off somebody who can give you that kind of money. Then you telling them they should give you that money.
You owe it to them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a tough gig. But like I said, show me another sport that has added money. Yeah. They do have sponsorship money, but poker, they take I think it's 10% off the top. They've developed such a manner of getting so many people. You know,
yeah, because it's not a skill game.
You're right. There is some skill, but a lot of it is just.
If I sat down and I played poker solid for 2 years, and I learned and I studied everything that's available, and I took lessons from good players, you know, I would have a legitimate shot
of doing some damage
to win the World Series of Poker, an event.
Yeah.
You know, I would have a legitimate chance.
Because there's a lot of luck.
Yeah, I would have a legitimate chance. Now, you know what? I could take lessons. I've been playing pool since I was 15 years old. I've taken lessons. I've done all that stuff. I've played for 40, 50 hours a week at one point in my life.
Wow.
But I ain't ever won in the U.S. Open, and neither are you. And
Yeah,
you've been playing a million years longer than I have.
I realized it 45 years ago.
Right. But that's my point. Pool is a skill game, and that's where the disconnect is with pool and poker. You know, everybody wants to. If the fish, you know, the other thing about poker is you got a built-in excuse when you lose. The other guy got lucky. In pool, there ain't no excuse. You just got beat.
Yeah.
You know, and there ain't no.
Yeah.
You know, but with poker, and the other thing about poker is, you don't have to execute. All you do is make a decision. I can make a decision and say, okay, cut that 3-ball on the side.
That doesn't mean it's going to go
right.
into
Yeah.
No, I understand.
So
they're completely different games, and people that compare them are really oversimplifying things.
I think so.
And so there are similarities, but most of the similarities, I think, are the type of people that play the games. You know, it's the personalities. So I don't know. It's been a kind of a quiet week in the AZ world of pool and everything else going on. I mean, we talked about Hopkins' new dates. We talked about Tunica, and we talked about U.S. Bar Table. We talked about Swanee. We didn't talk about my great new idea.
Let's hear it.
No. Jeez. I'm going to sell it to the highest bidder.
Yeah. God. I wish I had $1 for every time I heard this, by the way.
I don't know. That's not true. You know, we're going to try something, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to you'll be part of the decision-making process.
Okay.
So in a month or two, when we start seeing if we can put this together, and you say, well, I looked at this, and I don't think it'll work, it's going to be on you.
Is it pro or amateur?
Well, you ask too many questions. You ask entirely too many questions. And what's the difference?
What's the difference?
Yeah, draw me a line.
I don't know.
Draw me a line where the.
Well, no. To me, that is one of the biggest problems. Is that there is no difference.
And I think it might provide that line.
You know, I think, and that's something I want to do. Hopefully, we can get to it this year. We've talked about it. You know, I mean, I think people would watch it. I want to do something, you know, we need 8 or 10 guys. You're the pros.
Like a king of the hill.
You're the pros in the United States, right here.
Yeah.
You know.
Show us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to be in, fine. You got to beat one of these guys. You know, to me, that's what one of a million things pro pool needs.
Sure. What do you think MMA is?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I beat you up. He comes try to beat me up.
Right.
You know, that's all.
Exactly.
No big deal. My daddy can beat up your daddy.
Exactly. That's how they do it. And Efren whips everybody's daddy.
At 55 years old, he's a mean old man. You know, he's so funny. I really enjoy Efren. We were at the Swanee and we used the red circle, and we had a spare table and he was shooting. He had like 8 striped balls because we only put it using 1 through 9. So we said, "Here, Efren, use this cue ball." Oh, he said, "Oh, okay." Shoots for it with a while and he's done and everything. And you know, and he looks at the cue ball. He says, "You have a lot of these?" It was a brand new red circle. I says, "Yeah, thank you." He probably, you know, he doesn't probably get access to a new red circle very often. Yeah. So now he's got his own cue ball. Yeah.
That's funny. I wonder how much of that shit Efren's done. Jackets, cues, you know. Thank you. Well, you can tell him no.
So
next tar match. Next tar match. I don't know. I'm somewhat confident we'll come out of Reno with a match.
That would be nice.
Pretty confident that'll happen.
You don't think of any? Nah, I was gonna say a possibility of a tar match there, but I can't see.
Wouldn't do us any good.
Yeah, you can't promote it, but yeah.
Always, maybe if we did a tar match on top of a tournament with a podcast. We did it real fast.
Managing your assets, I guess. I don't know. All right. Pick on me. Go ahead. I dare you.
Who else? Oh, I liked Royce and Shane from OBQs were in the chat earlier. I'd like to say hello to them and thank you once again for sponsoring the Reno coverage. We'll do a good job for you. I think you're going to, you know, to me that's the only thing to talk about because we're going there this weekend. So
I'm leaving Friday.
I'm going. Like 2 days, I fly Saturday.
I'm driving up. You know, 'cause I'm going to carry some of your gear. Mm-hmm. You know.
And Andy Chen's flying out of L.A. He'll be there Sunday morning to help set up. Cali Red's going.
Bill Stock's going.
Bill Stock. Easy E will be there Wednesday.
And Rick Jones and Bonnie from Bad Boys. And Kenny Jones and some of their. And Kenny Schumann's going to help you do commentating a little bit. And, you know, this is going to be a different, because of the shutting off at 7, there's going to be a lot of times to socialize, a lot of minis.
Right. And that's the other thing is, like, for the stream, I really want to start doing some more. I want to do the matches. I want to do a great job with the matches. You know, if we got the camera guys and everything there, I want to get Shane out there. Show me your aiming system.
Sure.
Give me 10 minutes on expand on what you were talking about. Well, you know, that little thing he did, that launched a thread that was
like this long.
Right.
And I haven't read it. I can't follow it. Now, if he shows me, I might catch it. And then, again, Lee Brett's going to be there, and he might do a little 5-minute ditty or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and anybody else that, you know.
Nah, easy there, killer.
No. But you got.
No, because when you say that, what that turns into is I'm the guy with the super hand-carved chalk sticks, and Mark Griffin said I could be on tar, so I'm here for my hour.
Well, I was thinking, like, Stevie Moore is a big fan of Stan Shuffitt's and Centered Edge, or what do they call it?
Yeah.
And you could do a little.
Oh, that'd be great.
On that.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Yeah. Anybody, don't go off.
No, I know. You say anybody when you don't mean anybody.
The only reason you get away is pointing that big fat finger in my face.
Anybody.
You're so big.
Yeah, well, see, you need. That's your problem. You say anybody, and they out there they hear anybody.
But that means
they don't hear the anybody in your head.
But they got to come to Reno. You're a nobody unless you're in Reno. Then you're an anybody.
Mark's like, yeah, anyway, come on down. You be on tar. Fuck it. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Show us how to roll a cue stick.
Oh well. But it's going to be a whole different atmosphere. It's going to be a lot more relaxed. There will be the opportunity to play some cheap one pocket with somebody that plays really good, or get some little one pocket lessons, or these little things. It's just, I think it's going to be great. I think there's a huge potential to build.
Pool poker and pain. Well, I'll give you my honest opinion about it. I mean, I like.
I saw Blair. He was.
I like Blair. You know, I know he's put a lot of work into it.
Boy, he's a grinder on this thing.
Honestly, I think. Here's the way I look at
tough.
it. Number one, I think you're trying to log into two fads, one of which has already jumped the shark in poker, the other of which MMA is already convoluted with so many small promotions that you're not really going to have any impact on that side. But here's the other thing. Personally, I don't like watching mediocre performances at whatever I'm watching. If I'm watching MMA, I want to watch the best in the world. If I'm watching poker, I want to watch guys playing for huge money, World Series of Poker type shit, or live cash games, stuff like that. And if I'm watching pool, I don't want to watch a B player play pool. So the thing of it is, when you mix these three together,
Your mediocrity.
You're guaranteed mediocrity.
Yeah.
Because number one, no real pool player is going to do this. Because I'll tell you why.
That's their livelihood.
Yeah. I mean, one guy throws you in an arm bar and dislocates your shoulder or breaks your arm. What are you going to win? Nobody's going to do this. I mean, it's got
tough.
some buzz. It's a cool concept to pitch. I think it's a great concept to pitch. But when you start looking at it, and the other thing of it is, the MMA reality show thing, what Tap Out did, that's been done. That was done years and years ago. The one idea that Blair has that I think really could have some legs, and it's changed and morphed, but I like he calls it the hustle bus or whatever you want to call it.
On the road.
But I mean, but that's the same idea a lot of people have had. But anybody that could really get it made and do it the right way, I think it would have some serious legs.
Yeah.
But as far as the pool poker and pain thing, I just don't think you'll ever see anything come of it.
I think I'm pretty much going to agree with you. And I like Blair too. And he's been pushing this thing for like 6, 7, 8 years.
Sure.
Long time. Yeah, you have to admire him. And he is a respectable pool player, but he's nowhere near a world champion.
Well, no, and the other thing is this: it's like I'm here in Las Vegas. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting an MMA fighter.
That's true.
We can do this all day long. The only thing is, we got to do the MMA first. Yeah, I can get staked. I can get a guy. I'll put him in. Go out and get some goon, and it's like, okay, how good can you play after he breaks your arm? Right?
Yeah. Well, I guess.
I mean, and to me, therein lies. It's one of those things. It's like, ooh, it sounds cool, and then you go, but it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, I'm not a super fan of MMA. I mean, I've gone to a couple fights. You guys, it's okay. But I would never be a fan of MMA. It's just not my style. But I have a hard time watching pool on TV too. So some things have to change.
Earl's getting a reality show. You know what? Joe Rogan told me, he said, dude, somebody did a reality show on him, it'd be a hit.
But how would you keep him? How with the real?
I don't think they'd want. I don't think they'd want it. I think they'd want him absolutely manic and nuts and as insane as possible.
Yeah, well,
I really do.
That gets old after a while too. I don't know. Everything is a reality show. It's crazy. You turn on TV, you can watch 10 million reality shows from, digging gold in Alaska to. I mean, somebody told me there's 27 shows on Alaska now. I'm from Alaska, but 3 years ago there wasn't anything in Alaska.
Oh God, there's a new one now, Bering something gold, Bering Sea gold, where they I guess it's alluvial or they mine underwater or something like that.
Some of the world's largest dredges used to be up there, and they had dredges. The buckets were something like 6 yards apiece or something. Monster buckets. My niece works for a gold mining.
I need to make a lower third, and it just goes. It flashes and says, Alaska story, Alaska story, Alaska story, Alaska story.
Well, I just have to laugh.
Okay.
You guys all, gold's at $1,500 an ounce. Well, let me tell you something. My niece works for a gold company that's out of Fairbanks, and you want to talk gold.
We used to use gold nuggets for sinkers.
That's right. Well, they mined 350,000 ounces last year.
Jesus.
So, thank you.
Now, is this ounces of gold or ounces of
gold?
That's what they put out. That's not like dirt.
No, this is real. This is the real deal.
Wow.
They also mine. They have a mine in Nevada. I can't even remember.
So why don't you make them sponsor a pool tournament?
Why don't we go up and distract them? We'll just we'll fill a couple of Coke cans full of gold. I don't even know how much 350,000 ounces. That's got to be a big pile of gold. It's like $50 million.
Divide it by 16, you get pounds. So who knows? It's a shit ton of gold.
So that's a gold story.
Yeah.
Right there. Anywho, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I'm trying to save my energy so I can wrestle with you when I get to Reno. That'll be an MMA.
Are you going to do some commentary?
Up there?
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
Sure, why not?
I tell you, I used to play really slow. I could probably shoot the shot, then go commentate and come back before I shot another shot.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be available. I'm not planning on really. I'm just going to try and play in most of the events. We'll see how I hold up. I mean, that's a lot of hours between doing the other things I got to do. I'm just going to, network and beat up on you on my idea.
Right on. So I guess we're going to wrap it up. We'd like to thank everyone for joining us to our podcast number 12. Once again, many thanks to OBQs, Royce and Shane, and for their support. All that information, the graphics and everything, you'll see that tonight, early this morning, one or the other, depending on what we do after here. As I said, I have to get all of this stuff broken down and to the warehouse by noon tomorrow.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. You're going to stick around and help, right?
Why would I go eat? I'm the guy that works 14 hours a day now. I'll squeeze you in. Mm-hmm. We'll just keep plugging away. I had 2 or 3 emails this week, and I digested them, and some of them they're ideas for new games. Some of them are a little out there, and some of them aren't. But
not new games, not new games.
Just keep sending information.
God, no more new games. Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't think a new game is the answer either.
New game is not the answer.
So I don't know.
No more new games.
And it's been a pretty slow week, as far as the billiard ball turns.
Well, I mean, you came off of Swanee, which was a good event.
We stay busy. We really do a lot.
And then, I think Reno is going to be a big deal, man.
Well, it is a big deal.
I think people pay attention.
I go up there on Friday. I don't get out.
Tell all your friends, neighbors that
I'm up there 10
Reno
days.
is going to be on. We haven't really pushed the stream too much because we were not sure what the hell we were going to do. Yeah. But, we're going to start pushing it now. And that's one of the good things about having it free, especially for the first 2 days, is, we'll get a lot of eyeballs on it. So, and here, the only question I'm having, and I hope it doesn't happen, is I'm hoping it's not one of those things where, we'll just watch it on the free days. I'm hoping that's not the case because
it
the
will
fields
be
are
to
going
a degree.
But I think what the fields are going to be so strong, we're going to have some great matches on the final days. Mm-hmm. And basically, you're getting $40 for 7 days of coverage. Yeah. It's unlimited with loops. And that's the other thing is why I'm going to really try to put something cool together for the pay-per-view days, like bonuses and stuff like that. We might have
some drawings. I'm thinking, Cali Red, I've seen some of the stuff he can do, and we can take some shots of the casino and the 50-lane bowling alley and the miniature golf course and all, and just.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, you can show people what the facility is like up there. This is a nice facility.
Okay.
I might beat you at bowling. I used to average 180.
Really? No shit.
Yeah, I did. That's back in the 70s when you had to. Now you buy a hook in a box. A
hook in a box.
Yeah. Now with the new polyester balls and everything, you say, do you want a ball that hooks 4 boards or 8 boards or 12 boards? And they'll say, I want a big hook. We say, you got to buy this ball. Well, you didn't have those options when I bowled. You had to do it with your fingers and your wrists and your speed and a full roller, a 3/4 roller. And I know. See, you think I'm a one-trick pony. See?
I don't know.
Well,
I never got that deep into bowling.
Yeah. Bowlers know what I'm talking about.
I believe it.
See?
All right. Well, now that
Then I'll tell you my dart story. I used to play darts too. That's all.
goddamn Bruce Jenner of bar sports over here. They have real pins now, Mark. That's what Royce said. They have real pins.
Yeah, well.
Went stone bowling. Back in my day, you had to carve your own ball. Now these newfangled polyester balls come around already. It's a bunch of shit, I tell you.
See, Royce will be throwing darts at me because he's down there in Texas. But see, if he really had any moxie, he'd come up to Reno as an OB representative and show everybody how the cue sticks work, and I'll show him how my stick works.
There you go.
See? Yeah. Now, right, Royce?
All right.
I'm done.
Now that you've done calling out our sponsors, we're going to wrap this thing up. And so thanks, everybody, for watching. Tell everybody you know, Facebook, Twitter. I'll get the graphics up on Facebook and Twitter. Hit the shares so we can let everybody know about the Reno thing. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Royce Shane from OBQs. And our next podcast will be next week live from
And I really think,
Grand Sierra.
I got a hunch about the one. I think our next week's podcast is going to be the best one we did. We've got some really cool things. I mean, come on, we can have a camera and we can show a $50,000 cue out of Salazar and say, this is, we can do some really cool things.
Yeah, I agree.
And we got some great players, and So thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, cool.
That's all I got to say.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
it easy, guys.
Yep.